Your daily habits, almost more than anything else, can bring about a radical change to your health and well-being. In Ayurveda, daily routine is seen as paramount in creating and maintaining a healthy life. And consistency is key for your biological clock and digestion. For those suffering with IBS and other digestive symptoms, I've seen doing a few of these small changes in your timing make huge impact in just a matter of a few days. So in Ayurveda, this whole entire science of daily routine is called Dinacharya. It has a really large impact on your health, and it's strongly emphasized in the Ayurvedic sciences. When you start to employ this dinacharya or daily routine, what you're going to be doing is aligning your body with nature's natural rhythms and cycles. We're so disconnected now in modern society from the natural rhythms in nature that we've become extremely disturbed in our biology and oftentimes like without really knowing why. And once you start to move back into the natural rhythms, which we have to make a conscious effort to do through these structures, you'll start to notice all of these things and like why it makes so much sense that you should be going to bed when the sun goes down. And in the wintertime, you should like take it more easy. In the summertime, you should be like more active. So it's like all these like really simple things that make a lot of sense, but we don't pay a lot of conscious effort to. And when it comes to these, consistency is key. Irregularity is one of the major causes of imbalance because irregular schedules mostly disturbs Vata. Vata controls so much in the body, and Vata is the element of air, which is the most difficult element to keep under control. Like 80% of diseases in Ayurveda all stem from an imbalance in Vata. So we really want to keep things in control through consistency. So here I'm going to walk you through a pretty simple daily routine, and there's a lot more listed, a little tidbits and tips in there in the IBS guide, which you can download below. So the first thing you want to do after you wake up is scrape your tongue. Overnight while we're sleeping, toxins will build up in the mouth and build up on the tongue. And cleaning this off first thing does two things. One, obviously gets it out of your mouth so that you can create good oral hygiene. But two, scraping the tongue helps to stimulate the digestive system, which in Ayurveda, we're always wanting to nurture and encourage a healthy digestive system. Next, you're going to want to, after you brush your teeth, drink some hot water. And you can have hot water with either lemon for kapha and vata, or with a little bit of lime for pitta, or you can make a ginger tea if that sounds something good to you. I personally just drink plain hot water, and that's perfect. And what this will do, one, is kind of like gently, again, wake up your digestive system, but two, it'll create a little bit of downward pressure to encourage bowel movement. While you're sleeping at night, your body is working on micronutrition, cleaning out the lymphatic system and cleaning out the digestive tract and pushing everything down. So we want to have a bowel movement to eliminate anything that's been cleaned up and is ready to get out of the body. If you're not the type to usually go first thing in the morning, then that's all right. Still drink the hot water, and then it's good to try and go sit to try and encourage your body to start to get in that rhythm. And like me, I grew up the whole up until I was probably in my early 20s, like constipated. And I didn't know because I thought if I went every couple of days, that was like normal. But it's not normal. And it took me a long time of implementing these Ayurvedic practices to finally get into a regular pattern. And now I'm happy to say that I am in a regular pattern, and it's very beneficial. And I've noticed a huge impact on my health and life. And especially like having recovered from IBS and gone through all these things to really hone things in. After that, you're going to want to do some yoga, pranayama, and meditation. These are massively powerful tools for easing the mind and the body and the nervous system and everything. It's a totally whole system healing. And I'm going to cover all of that in more detail in the next video in Ayurveda for the Mind. After you do your morning practices, then you can have a light breakfast, as indicated in the previous video, on food, and then is also available in the guide, different sample breakfasts for each dosha and IBS type. When it comes to lunch, as mentioned in our previous video, your digestive system is at its peak during this time. So you want to make lunch your largest, most nourishing meal. Obviously, you don't want to overeat, but it should be the biggest meal of the day. Good mealtime practices is to give thanks or just have a moment, a quiet moment before you eat. While you're eating, you want to make sure you eat mindfully. Again, as mentioned during the previous video, making sure all five senses are absorbing the experience of eating food rather than being distracted by a screen or something like that. You can pause after you finish your meal. This is really great before just like jumping right into the next task. You finish your food and just take a few deep breaths. It doesn't have to be anything large or ceremonious. Just don't like drop your plate and run back to work or go back to whatever you're doing. Taking a short walk after eating, eat, take a pause, and then go for a short walk can be massively beneficial for digestion. It gets your blood flowing, it gets the stomach churning. This has been scientifically proven as well that Ayurveda has been saying for thousands of years. Just that light movement after a meal can really help in getting things going. And then you can carry on with your day. When it comes to the evening, you're moving into your afternoon, evening activities, whatever that might mean for you, you want to make sure that you still have an early, before 7 p.m., and relatively light dinner. Soup is the absolute easiest. I'm guilty, probably as many here in the West, to have a large meal for dinner. But I can say for sure, through personal experience, that having a lighter meal and mostly having soup is so beneficial for your digestive system. It makes a massive difference in the quality of your sleep and the way that you feel in the morning. So whether you're eating solid food or soup, just try and make sure that it's before 7 p.m. and that it's not so much that your body has time to digest it and break it down before you go to bed. That is the most important part. Whether it be super solid food is fine. Just making sure that we're nourishing digestion and we're not overloading our body before we go to bed. Also scientifically proven in the West now that, has been said for thousands of years in Ayurveda, your body stops producing as much digestive enzymes as during the day around like 4 to 6 p.m. All that stuff starts to slow down naturally. Again, those biorhythms that we're trying to align ourselves with. After dinner, whatever your evening plans are, things that you're going out or family, that's fine. Trying to go to bed before 10 p.m., at or around 10 p.m. is ideal. And then making sure that you're avoiding screens 1 hour before you go to sleep. And then if the evening is filled with screens, it's highly advisable to be mindful of what type of media that you're consuming. Just like if you eat junk food, your body has to digest that. If you're consuming junk media or something that's like stressful or drama or whatever, all of those things can be difficult for your brain to digest, which again, we'll cover more in the next video in Ayurveda for the mind. But all that's just really important to be mindful of. I'm not saying that you need to like wipe your moral slate clean with any media that you consume. I'm not here to bash anything. It's just a matter of understanding what you're putting in, you're going to have to deal with. Now, the last couple of tips as we're ending our day, you can rub warm sesame oil or warm castor oil on your abdomen. This is going to really help with grounding and aiding in digestion if you have really upset digestion. Also, side tip, castor oil is really great for colicky babies. Just rubbing that on their abdomen or putting like a couple drops in their belly button can be really helpful. Another massage that you can do is a foot massage. This is extremely powerful. Your foot has meridians for all the organs in your whole entire body. So again, warm sesame oil, you only need about a teaspoon per foot, and just rub that in really nice into the soles of your feet, the sides of your feet. Just have a fun time massaging your feet or having a partner, friend, somebody massaging your feet. And then make sure giving a little bit of focus to the big toe. That's associated with the brain, and that's going to help with melatonin release for you to sleep better. And then, as I mentioned a moment ago, trying to go to bed at around before 10 p.m. is really the most ideal. In the Ayurvedic biological clock, Pitta dosha becomes reactivated at 10 p.m. at around 10 p.m. If you're awake after 10 p.m., you're going to get excited again because that Pitta energy, that fire energy is going to reignite. But if you're asleep before 10 p.m., what that Pitta energy is going to do is it helps with microdigestion, which is extremely powerful for, again, that detoxing that happens during the night. It's going to break down and process everything from your lymphatic system, your cardiovascular system, all your tissues, pull that into the digestive system and prepare it for elimination in the morning. So that's a pretty general like day schedule. All the hours can shift a little bit depending on the environment, depending on your work schedule, life schedule, whatever that is. The important thing here is really understanding what's going to work best for you. And the biggest thing, huge, is the sleep and wake time, as long as that's within the same hour every single day. So for example, if you go to bed at 10 and wake up at 6 every single day, great. If that shifts to like 9:30, 5:30, or like 10:30, 6:30, something like that, that 1 hour plus minus on the beginning and end of those will be acceptable for your body. And then same thing with the meals. If you can get your meals into those windows of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, same 1 hour, maybe 2 hour window every single day, that's going to be hyper beneficial to your digestive system and your whole health. If you're feeling inspired, drop a comment below. Let me know which habit you're going to start doing, or maybe you've already been doing one of these automatically and you didn't know it. Share your experience. I'd love to hear from you. Next, as mentioned, we're going to talk about Ayurveda for the mind and the mind-gut connection and exercises and techniques that we can do to employ to correct those things to further support your IBS healing journey. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.